And I thank Global University for this wonderful opportunity. Her Excellency Monira Sultan Poppy, Alka ma'am, and His Eminence Noor Ahmad, and whoever the organizers, and my friend Om Prakash. Thanks to each and everyone for this wonderful opportunity to put my insights on this beautiful topic. The role of students, the role of parents, the role of teachers in nation building. Luckily, I want to say I'm a retired teacher, so I can speak on behalf of the teachers, and I am a parent. I have 2 kids, so I'm nurturing them towards a vision, and also I was a student. I was a student once, so I can speak from these 3 different perceptions, I think, but I don't take much time. But anyway, I can fulfill all these 3 from my perception, because these 3 people are very important for any nation. It may be India, it may be Bangladesh, it may be China, Brazil, USA, any nation you take, these 3 people are very important in nations building. So we start with students. I always say that students are properly utilized. They are the builders of the nation. If something goes wrong, they will become the destroyers. They will become the anti-national elements. So one should be very careful while molding the career of a student, because they are so sensitive. You know what is happening in the present educational system. Once you complete your education, you get married with a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy, then you have to do job. So these are the 2 things that are there in front of a student. Once he completes his education, he has to do a job, and he has to get married to a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy. So actually, this thing is making so many students anxious, nervous, and they were unable to cope up with their future goals, because getting a job out of 100 students, it is only possible for 4 or 5 students. Especially the parents' stress is on government job. So almost half of the life, they are vexing with half of the life in efforts to get a job. But if you see the Japan, or if you see the China, if you take an example, you know, China was hit by atomic bombs. People think that they won't rise, but today it is able to produce robots, the nation of robots. So technically they are so much advanced, and they can provide technology to any nation, because they have taken students as human resource. If you take China also same, because they never take population as a burden. But in India, when some discussion is going on, one leader and 130 crore population, what he can do? So that is the many so-called people will ask. So we never ever take people as a burden, but we have to consider people as a resource. So when we develop this notion, certainly people become a power. The students become a power. So in such a way, we have to divert our students into human resources. So one thing I want to say, students are not born for government jobs. Students are not meant for government jobs. They are meant for every field, especially politics. But you know, youngsters never be encouraged into political side. There are so many opportunities for youth, youngsters, in shaping the nation's future, but they were never only retired people, only people who were at the retirement age, they are supposed to encourage, they will be encouraged to join politics after completing all their responsibilities only. So this is very pathetic. Politics are not meant for retired people. They are meant for youngsters because they have vision, they have mission, they have energy. They are able to do anything for the progressing of a nation. So students should be ever since they were children, students should be diverted, students should be molded, students should be nurtured into any category, not only for government jobs, but there are so many categories. Ever since my kids were born, I have been nurturing them to become a great scientist like Abdul Kalam. I don't know whether they will become scientists or not, but I planted a seed in their minds. So whenever some people asked, what is your ambition or what do you want to become in future? They say absolutely, I want to become a scientist. My two sons will say the same. They don't know exactly what is scientist, who is scientist, and what is their responsibility. But I started planting a seed when they were born, from the moment they were born. So I think that, in my opinion, scientists have a great responsibility in developing or in progressing the future generation. So I felt that it's my responsibility to give two scientists to our nation. I don't know whether they become scientists or not, but I have a strong will in diverting them into that side. But we don't know what God thinks. So if God also thinks the same and kids thinks the same, that will happen for surely. So that is the one thing. So we have to mold students into any category because they are the able people. They are not meant for merely government jobs. And then I want to say is, when students are able to explore themselves, they are like a flowing river. They are like a flowing river. You know, flowing river is very fresh. You know, otherwise we see all stench, bad smell, and algae, everything. So that won't be useful. So we have to make them flow. We have to give them freedom, which is required for the young minds. We can direct them, but we should not stress with our ideas on their minds. Then I want to say, students can safeguard nations even. So this is from student side. Students are in a position to safeguard nations. Students are in a position to take any activity, any role in molding nations and building nations. And parents should be a positive channel. Because nowadays we can see so many parents are criticizing children by comparing with others. So they are feeding the fear. Present the parents feeding their kids with negativity, feeding their kids with fear. They are always criticized by comparing with others. It should be never be done. So a parent should be a constructive critic. Of course, every parent has to criticize their kids, but it has to be a positive, a constructive criticism. We should not compare them with others. We should not humiliate them by comparing with others, because they develop a negative mindset. They develop a fear factor. These factors corrupt their minds. So parents' responsibility is they should function as a positive channel between society and to their kids. They should function as a positive channel. Then only they can become something else. You know, Hitler became a Hitler. Hitler became a Hitler, a notorious dictator. That is because of his parent. You believe it or not, his father tortured him a lot. Hitler, as a kid, he was tortured by his father, so he became like that. He became like a notorious dictator. So nowadays we can say, who is a notorious dictator? Suddenly we say Hitler. If a person is a dictator, we say he's a Hitler. His name has become synonymous like that. So it is the responsibility of parents. So if your kid has to play a vital role in building the nation, right? You have to be, a parent has to be a positive channel between the society and between the kids. That is the responsibility of a parent. Then last comes the teacher. You know, in India, teachers are compared with gods or next to gods. Gurudevo Bhava. They say Gurudevo Bhava. So such a role was given to a guru, a teacher, because he is the source of wisdom, because he is the source of knowledge, because he is the source of everything to a student. Many times students compare themselves, or students take as a role model the teachers. Teachers will be their role models. So as is the teacher, so are the students. As is the teacher, so are the students. So the teacher's responsibility is, the teacher is always a student. He has to update his knowledge. Otherwise, a teacher will be outdated from the society. So that is the responsibility of a teacher, because your behavior, your notions, your ideology strongly influence our students. So a teacher should function as a friend, guide, philosopher. A teacher should function as a friend, guide, philosopher, so that students can approach. You know, nowadays we are unable to speak to our teachers, but nowadays that trend has been changed, because teachers themselves are going to the students and they are asking. Because nowadays when Zoom meetings are happening, as the classes are going through the Zoom, I can observe that. So anyway, the trend has been changed. Good. So the teacher has to do this role. He has to be the friend to the student. He has to be the philosopher to a student. He has to be a guide to a student, because he is the source of knowledge. He is the source of all intellectuality. He is the source of all wisdom. So when these three people, when students are able to concentrate on their wisdom or knowledge, their faith, destination, vision, future, then when parents become a positive channel or positive medium between students and society, and when teachers work as a source of wisdom to their students, we can see wonders. We can see wonders in any nation. So that happens with the coordination and collaboration of these three strongest factors. Thank you. Thank you, sir.